All right, welcome into Additional Crew. Today we have Nick here, and I'm introducing Georgia Goodman. She's the actor who portrayed Marie in the film. Good luck, have fun, don't die. If you're listening to this as part of the review, of course, you've already heard what we're talking about. But if you are just jumping in on the interview, welcome. And also, I do want to be very assuring that we are going to talk about spoilers in this. So, yes, like if you haven't seen the movie since it's still in theaters, maybe go watch the movie, come back, listen to the interview. I don't want to spoil anything and taint your opinions on the movie before we start it. Just like go check it out first, then come back here. And of course, with that said, hi Georgia, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey Nick, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Dude, absolutely, and I'm doing pretty well. It's bright and early in the morning for me. I understand it's in the afternoon here there for you.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's 4 p.m. What time is it there?
It's 8 a.m. So I just got my kids off to school. It's been a
Oh
fun
my
morning.
God, I'm so sorry. Thank you.
Oh, don't you worry. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy that you're here. So let's jump into some questions, Georgia. So this film was rather high concept and included a lot of dark humor. How did you prepare yourself for that role?
So, Marie is. How did I prepare myself for that role? I think it was just. I think everybody can relate to a Marie or a time in your own life where you're like, do you know what? Oh, you just told me that you have a young child. So I'm sure
Mhm.
that you must relate to times where you just like, do you know what? I just want to have some 5 minutes, just 5 minutes to myself. Don't want any husband or wife, no children. It's just me, a cup of coffee, and just like comfort food, pie, or whatever it is that rocks your boat. um, so for me, what I really loved about Marie was just exactly that. She's just an everyday person who just happens to find herself in these extraordinary circumstances. And I mean, originally they did want to have Marie be like, I don't know, like a nurse or a factory worker or something. And I just felt that it was a little bit too stereotypes because that's kind of what I get cast in as in the UK, you know, the Filipino nurse or the Latina cleaner. And I'm like, no, why can't I just be a mom who's just taken refuge for just like 15 minutes? That's it. And I just want some peace and quiet.
I love that, and in this movie, that makes a lot of sense as far as like a juxtaposition to what you're seeing from everyone else. If you listen to the review at all after this, me and Willie talk a lot about having a nice everyday normal person is a really good change of pace from what we see.
Yeah, yeah. Like none of the characters, mine, you know, we don't have like all of a sudden these kung fu skills, you know, whatever. We're just we're just everyday people. And I think, you know, having watched the film, it was we shot it in 2024, in early 2024. I was in South Africa for I think 2 months for my character shoot, and we had just come out of lockdown, and I had I had put on like so much weight in lockdown, like everybody else in the world, and I hadn't lost it yet. And so when I watched the movie, I you know I kind of went, oh my god, great. And for any actors out there who are, you know, self-conscious about their looks or whatever, no, there is a space for everybody. And I think it's great in a way that, I mean, obviously not great for me watching it myself back on the screen again, but I think it's great that in the movie she's just Marie just represents the everyday person, you know?
I loved it. I'll ask another question about this. The slice of pie was rather important to your character arc. Um, were you able to actually have pie, and if so, how was that pie? Because it looked awesome from the film, from the watcher standpoint.
Okay, so this is going to be one of those spoilers. So that shot of me taking that bite was actually shot on the day that we had to strike set. So it was only like one or two takes. So I actually did not have to eat that pie throughout the scene at all, as you can see. It was just for that one look, which obviously was at the end of the movie, which kind of like teases a potential, you know, next movie where finally Marie gets her pie, gets to eat her pie. But no, throughout the entire long monologue of Sam Rockwell's character, I did not have to eat the pie or drink. And the question was, what is it? It was pumpkin pie. And yeah, it was nice. That one bite was nice.
I bet you only having to do one bite probably made it a lot nicer as well. That's great. Okay, so now as far as the role goes, this was a very physically active role. In your opinion, what are the challenges or maybe even benefits of acting in a film with so much like kinetic energy or movement?
So I had just had torn my Achilles as well just before the shoot. So
Ouch.
yeah, having an action movie where we had to do lots of running was not the best, but it was great that they had written that my character got hurt. So
Mhm.
it helped that it was on the leg, on the leg that where my Achilles was
Right.
torn. Um, but I think the energy, it just helped with the like what was happening, the getting that energy up, knowing that, oh my god, the police are just outside, they're ready to shoot anybody, the dogs are just outside, it's just, we have whatever, these assassins coming after us, and the running, I think it really helped to bring us, because there's lots of waiting around on set in between camera sets and stuff like that. And so I think having that movement really helped like keep our energies up. And also there was lots of night shoots, just so you know, and it was really cold because it was winter time in South Africa. So actually keeping that energy up was quite essential. We needed that to stay warm.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. There was quite a few times where you guys are out in the dark of night. I can
Yeah,
imagine being
those
winter
were the
during that.
night
That's
shoots.
boy. Um, the scene where your character was shot. Again, spoilers. I'm sorry, everyone, but I will be very clear. There are spoilers here. The scene where your character was shot looks like it would be interesting to act through. Were those practical effects or computer generated?
No, real. So the stunt team had created these internal vests. So you know how normally when you see, I guess, shoots or whatever, you get the impact coming in. But for this, instead, what they did was that the bullets were actually coming out, but but because of the force of the bullets coming out, the blood coming out, I would be like, I would still feel the shots within. They only made two vests like that, so the pressure was on to get the take right. And
Sure.
actually, the first time, I really couldn't wait. I was like, oh my God, yes, I'm going to get shot with a massive smile on my face. I know, crazy. But, it's those kind of things like, I think every actor has that. Like, we're like, oh, great, I'm going to do a stunt. You're just learning something new. So we originally used the one vest. And I think the pressure was as well to understand physically, how does it work. So if a bullet comes this way, then your shoulder goes back, then it goes that way, and so that choreography of movement, because there was only these two vests, we couldn't really rehearse. And so, and also I did not know in what order the bullets inside the pellets were going to explode.
Oh man, that's so hard.
So we used the first vest, and then Gore was just like, great, we got it. And I was like, great. I was like covered in blood and all of that. Got changed. And then we hear Gore going, okay, we're going again, because hadn't done, the thing correctly. And I was like, okay, the pressure's definitely on, because this is the second vest and that's it. They're not going to do another one. And so we really made sure, like I spoke to actually my stunt double, Katerina Araujo, amazing stunt actress. She's actually from Angola, but she lives in South Africa at the time, and we've kept in touch. She's actually, we'll talk about it later, but she I called her in for my last movie as well. Um, and when I saw the movie, oh, she was amazing how she was like shot. And for her, they did not use the vest that they used for me. Obviously, for me, they needed for the close up. So for her, it was more like further away. And I think that they did the traditional ones, not the ones that I got the vest. Yeah. Sorry, did I answer your question? I felt like I was rambling.
No, you absolutely did answer my question.
Okay, great.
And thank you for going into detail about it. We've had folks who did special effects on here before, and they described something pretty similar. That seems really difficult to get through as far as not knowing the order in which they're gonna pop. Like that's hard.
Yeah, and not being able to rehearse, but also that pressure of like, yeah, so we've only got one vest. You gotta get it right. And then you're like, great. I just know with my luck, I'm going to spoil this shot. But yeah, no, but we
That
got there.
sounds kind of exhilarating as well. So I mean, that's awesome. That's a cool
Yeah,
experience.
yeah. I
Um, go on.
I was just gonna say, I think every actor's dream is to die, to have a death scene on screen. Don't ask me why, but every time it's like, oh, yes, I get to die today. It's crazy. Don't
Oh, I
ask.
love that. Do you have a favorite on-set memory that you're willing to share with us?
Oh my god. Oh, so many. I think maybe I'll just mention like the it wasn't on screen. It was basically, behind the scenes. And because we were such an ensemble, we had to make sure, I mean, although technically we were strangers on the film, the dialogue needed to feel like we knew each other. The dialogue needed to be like on top of each other. And Sam, very early on, and that's probably due to his theater training, theater rep training in New York. He suggested that we all kind of meet up on a Sunday. We each had like our own apartment, so at somebody's apartment, who would host, and we would just run through the script a lot of times, and we all did it, and it was just really nice to just be with everybody. We were all in it, helping him, because as you saw, he's got the monster share of the movie and the dialogue. And so, we were all, creating those links, those relationships behind the scenes, so that on screen it just felt seamless. um and also, I guess another memory was also when we were waiting for different camera setups and stuff, that people would just start dancing. Haley Lou especially, and Michael Pena, and Sam. I mean, Sam is known for dancing, isn't he? But he's got an amazing eclectic taste in music. And so he was always playing music, and so we were just dancing instead of like sitting in our chairs, waiting for the camera. So yeah, that was good.
That's awesome. I love that. Do you happen to have like a favorite song that you remember, or?
Oh my God, no, I don't. Honestly, his taste was really eclectic, and I love music myself. I'm always listening to music. There's always something in the background or something. Um, but I was not familiar with with the music that he chose. I mean, one day it could be jazz, the other day it could be, I don't know, salsa. It was really eclectic. So no, I don't have. I just remember thinking, oh, I really like that. It's really
Yeah,
good. It wasn't like techno or whatever.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, good energy, right? That's what it sounds like to me.
Great energy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then Georgia, I want to give you this opportunity here to just like share any future project you may be working on or that you have coming out, or just really anything that you like have that you're working on that you care about, or like.
Oh, okay. I've been quite lucky actually recently. I've got a few that have either come out or will be coming out. I would probably recommend, there's a movie called Frank and Louie, which is an American movie set in American prisons. It's about the what happens when prisoners get Alzheimer's or dementia, especially when they're lifers. Like, how does that work? And so the story is about this prisoner who is the worst of the worst. Like, he was a murderer out in the real world, and then he's now in prison, and he's basically forgotten what he's done. And so there's this other prisoner. So they use other prisoners as nurses. It's a real program in the States. And I think that it still struggles with funding. So that's really close to my heart, just because my mom has dementia. And that movie is just amazing. The script was just amazing. So I recommend that. It premiered at Sundance. So that's really great. I've got another action movie coming out actually later this year. I was a co-lead with Mason Gooding. I think he's got loads of movies coming out at the moment, so he's like the star du jour. I think he's got Scream 7 coming out soon.
Oh, that's
So that was
exciting.
great. That was an action movie. Yeah, I play a disgruntled cop, and he plays, yeah. And so we kind of go around this hotel freeing hostages and killing bad guys. That was great. That was shot in Tenerife. I think it's coming out later this year. You might also see me in the States in The Witcher season 5.
Very cool.
Yeah. Um, so, yeah, I've been really lucky. There's been quite a lot of projects that are coming out this year.
That's exciting. We get to see you a lot. Then that's great. It sounds like an awesome year for you. um, so thank you again, Georgia. I really appreciate you coming in, answering some of our questions, giving us the time. Just awesome movie. Thank you so much again for being in it,
Oh, thank you
helping
very
create
much.
it.
Thank you very much for watching it. You didn't tell me what you thought about it. I mean, about AI and everything.
Oh yeah. So with AI is an interesting question. I mean, I could go off on a whole diatribe about it with a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old in this world. It's like there's a lot of thoughts about it. However, I will say it is really great to see art that is addressing these sort of issues directly, because I think a lot of people shy away from doing things like that. So to see an art like a movie that comes out is like, hey, this is what we think. This is what you got to be wary of. This is where we're coming from. Breath of fresh air for me.
Well, when you think about it, so Matthew had been wrote it before AI has become as big as it is now. And so he foresaw everything. Honestly, it was the best script that I had read in a long time. But yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think we talked about this earlier if you're listening to the review, but like the timeliness of this movie, it could not have come out at a better time for everything to be coming to a head as it had. This is like feels like February 2026 in a nutshell.
Exactly. Yeah, scary, isn't it?
A little bit. Yeah, no joke.
So yeah, thank you so much, and just good luck, have fun, and don't diarrhea, which is how we. I don't know if you saw some articles where we kind of nicknamed that because we all had a tummy bug when we first arrived in South Africa.
I hadn't read that. That's actually wonderful. Thank you. I'm sorry that you had the tummy bug, of course.
That's all right. I'm survived.
Awesome. So thank you, Georgia. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.